Last night I watched Tiger Shark, which is a 77-minute long movie from 1932 directed by Howard Hawks. And I give it 3 or 3.5 stars, which is kind of my thing for if you're really a fan of this thing. In this case, me and my friends are big fans of Howard Hawks and buffoons. Me and my friends really like seeing buffoons or idiots in movies. I mean, we are buffoons and idiots. So this is kind of right up our alley. We also love Edward G. Robinson, who just kind of looks like what you would imagine an old-timey 1930s gritty movie star to look like. We also love Howard Hawks. So this is the same year he did the original Scarface, which made being a gangster look so cool that it helped cause a lot of the censorship that happened with the Hays Code from 1934 to 1968. He also did His Girl Friday, which is my favorite romantic comedy of all time.
I want to go someplace where I can be a woman.
You mean be a traitor?
A traitor? A traitor to what?
A traitor to journalism. You're a journalist, Hildy.
A journalist? Hell, what does that mean?
Red River, which might be the gayest movie ever made.
It's a good-looking gun you're about to use back there. Can I see it?
Rio Bravo, which is a great Western, and it's horror legend John Carpenter's favorite movie. Carpenter, of course, did Halloween and The Thing and They Live and a bunch of other bangers. And he also did The Big Sleep, which I rewatched last week, and that's my favorite two people matching each other's freak romance movie of all time. I did a short review of that you can see in my profile. So yeah, I love Howard Hawks. He's just like kind of a weird mix of Steven Spielberg and John Carpenter to me. Spielberg-wise, the guy's just great at making super watchable movies in a very entertaining way. Howard Hawks was one of the American directors that got started taking quote-unquote more seriously in the 60s by critics, and he always found that a little bit funny because he never thought of himself as like an artist or an auteur. He was just like, yeah, I make good movies for money, which I appreciate. And John Carpenter-wise, he just kind of puts a ton of humor into everything he does, and he has an incredible sense of what will work on a scene, like great taste, in other words. And I love that about Carpenter. Carpenter does so much YOLO shit in his movies, but his taste is so good, so he gets away with it. But yeah, this movie, mostly just worth a watch if you're a Hawks mega fan, which is why I spent most of this video talking about Howard Hawks in general. This movie is a mix of kind of watching, yeah, boastful, buffoonish idiot for like 77 minutes, which I love. There's also a bunch of fishing scenes that must have been crazy to a lot of people in the 1930s. There's one that goes on for so long that when watching as like a modern dude, it feels like they were just kind of doing it for the oohs and ahs, like watching Deadliest Catch or something. But to a modern audience, you know, I've seen Deadliest Catch, it's more just kind of interesting as a historical curiosity. Two other things I liked were, one, it's got Vince Barnett playing a goofy supporting character. Vince Barnett's so fucking funny in everything I've seen him in. In this movie, he's this little guy who's very proud of his girlfriend, Essie Wessie. And he's also the tragically funny, bad at his job personal secretary in Scarface. I love Vince Barnett so much. And two, I thought it was kind of neat that this lady's backstory is basically like, yeah, I'll marry you, Edward G. Robinson. I'm kind of low-key on the run because this guy didn't love me, so I poisoned his ass. So even though you're kind of a goofy fisherman blowhard guy, you know, I also got my problems and maybe it could work. Anyway, thanks for watching. What old-time movies do you like that might not be the greatest? Let me know, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these.